Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Navigating Life with Crew. I'm so happy that you guys are here, and I'm so happy that I'm still here and I did not ditch the podcast after the first episode. So, rain down claps to that. And I just wanted to tell you that I was really excited after my first podcast. It was like I could not sleep at night because I was just so excited. I'm calling my dad in India and I'm like, I'm a podcaster now. And he's like, okay, congratulations, now go to bed. But then I'm like, I'm entering into this self conversation. It's not even that big of a deal, right? Like, so what's up? There's this part of me which is basically saying, like, there are so many podcasters already, and what's the big deal? You're just yet another one. And I'm like, yeah, duh, so what? I am also one of the 8.1 billion people on earth, if that's a correct number now. But I'm also there, but I'm still existing and I'm not sad that I exist. So there's this constant inner chatter that keeps happening with me. But that's happening, that's me navigating through confusion and overthinking, overanalyzing, and self doubt, but yet leading with optimism, belief, and confidence. And also a little bit of love for myself, actually, more love for myself. So, yeah, that's just me, and here we are. So, are you excited? I'm very excited. This whole week, I was thinking about a lot of different things, but mostly about something which is very precious for all of us, and that is love. I thought that it's going to be a good start if I can talk about love and my understanding about what love is, because it's, you know, most of us have either like felt the presence of it or absence of it in different stages of life, and it's more like a feeling. But I wanted to understand, like, what is love exactly? Like, how do I say that I love someone? Is it like when parents look after their kids when they're not well, or moms cooking food for their kids? Is that love? Or when you're basically so tired and you still pick up the call of your friend when they need you, so you're just showing up for them? That's love. It's a lot of things to a lot of us, and it means different to different people, right? And I wanted to know and understand better. So I think, like, neuroscientifically speaking, love is a feeling, an emotion. And lately I'm also doing a lot of this emotion and body mapping activity to understand, like, where is each of the emotion feeling in my body. Where do I feel it most and what am I feeling? So to give you an example, I feel like when anyone is angry, you're very much like clenching your fists, or your jaw is tight and you have frown, and that's like, oh. But when you are relaxed, your shoulders are dropped, and you're just breathing more slowly, more deeply. And what is a better example? Anxiety. Okay, I think everyone can relate to anxiety, right? Like, it's a state when your mind is over processing everything, and there's thought after thought, and you are getting into the loop, into the spiral, and you feel that. You feel that in your stomach, right? I mean, it's also there in your head. It feels like, oh my God, just take the brain out and put it in the freezer, let it just chill. But anxiety is something that I have tried to dealt with, and I'm getting pretty good with it. But you know how, like, the organs, they don't synchronize. It feels like they are going against each other. For me personally, it feels like, it comes and creeps in very quietly with one tiny innocent thought, and then suddenly the brain will be like, oh, I am having fun. I am on a loop and let me just produce more thoughts. And then the stomach goes like, no, 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 this is a red alert. Acid, acid, acid. And then I have to enter. And I'm like, stomach, what is your problem? Why are you secreting more acid again? And then stomach's like, but Krupali, it's not me. This is me on behalf of the rest of the body to tell you that brain is creating so many thoughts that we are not able to breathe. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. You want to breathe. But you don't say that when I'm having so many desserts. But that's a conversation I cannot have with stomach right now because I know there is more priority and urgent situation to handle. So I look at the brain, like, brain, what are you doing? Why are you creating so many thoughts? And the brain's like, but I'm just doing it for you, Krupali. I am afraid of you and no, sorry, not afraid of me. I am afraid for you and I want to protect you. So I am just looking after you. And I'm like, oh, that is sweet, right? That is so sweet. But that does not feel like love. That feels cruel. That feels like the brain is trying to kill me. And then that is the time between this conversation of stomach and other body parts and brain that I realized that love is not fear. Love is expansive. Fear is restrictive, right? Love is going to be felt here at the chest and actually across the body. Right now, if I observe myself, I think I'm feeling love through my whole body because I'm feeling like these tiny little calming currents across my body. And I'm in love right now because I'm creating this podcast, and maybe that is the reason, but you feel the difference. And I feel, and that's when, when I was analyzing all of this, I realized what Lily Potter did. Lily probably never protected Harry out of fear, I'm pretty sure that in her last moment for protecting Harry, she could only sense love. It was her epitomized love, which stood in between Voldemort and Harry, that it kind of created a safety net around Harry. Does it not make sense? Because that's what J.K. Rowling said. Like, love is the most powerful force. It's the most strongest weapon anyone can have. I mean, she weaponized it because of the battle, but it makes total sense. Like, love and protection, when they mix together, it creates safety. And that's what we feel. It's expansive. It feels like we could do whatever because we have this safety around us. But then I came across love as a frequency. There is this emotional scale created by a very popular psychiatrist. He's also an author, David Hawkins. And he created a scale and basically put all the emotions on an inverted funnel to express like how each emotion has different frequency, and there are lower emotions and then there are higher emotions. Love is one of the highest emotions, which is a frequency of 500 hertz. And as per that theory, when you're vibrating at a higher frequency, you're going to attract the most beautiful things in your life. You're going to attract the most beautiful people in your life and have amazing experiences, and you're just going to glide through the life smoothly. And this is not scientifically proven. Honestly, from my personal experience, I don't feel like debating that. once I went to a hospital because my friend delivered a baby a few months back. And I met the baby, and it was so tiny, and I was so full of love. I think that I was carrying that feeling, and it was vibrating. Maybe I don't know how better to explain, but there was something in my energy field or in my aura or something in my behavior that definitely demonstrated that, right? Like there was a Starbucks at the ground level, and I went to buy a coffee, and I was so happy. I was telling the cashier that, my friend just delivered a baby, and I'm so happy. He's so cute, and the mom is fine, the baby's fine, everything's fine. And she was so happy, like she was resonating my frequency, my vibration. And I think, like, when she went to charge me, I realized I don't have my credit card. I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have it. And she was like, you know what? It's okay. You have a great day. You just saw a new life coming to the world. I mean, not saw, but a new life. So just take the coffee. It's on me. And she gave me a banana and bread. So I was so happy. And I just think that was love, I mean, that was kindness too. But that has to be love, because how else would you express that? How else would you explain that? And I realized that love is an energy that flows in gestures. But I think that there is a caveat. Love needs to be expressed, but it's also important that love needs to be expressed in the right way. My mind is bringing me a story right now. The story kind of went something like this, and it has stayed with me forever. There was this farmer, and he had a lot of chicks and roosters on his land. And the chicks used to just run around. They had a pretty relaxed life. They used to eat and run around doing their cute birdie things and having fun. But one day there was this tornado warning, and at night the winds started getting wilder, and the trees started shaking, and the rain started coming, and the birds were panicking. The farmer was inside his house, and he was looking at them, and he thought, somehow I should help them, right? Because these mindless birds, they're not moving towards the shed. I need to do something so that they can be safe under the shed. So out of love, he ran outside on the land and on his farm, and he started shouting like, hey, go that side, under the shed. But the chicks couldn't understand them, like the birds, right? How will the birds understand a human's language? They were still panicking and running around. So the farmer was like, oh my God, what do I do? How do I, take them to a safer place? And he came up with an idea. He took a lot of grains in his hand, and he kind of drew a line with the grains from where the crowd of birds were running around, and he kind of drew the line till the shed, hoping that these birds will feed on them and will get into the shed. But come on, your life is at stake and you think about food. Only a stupid bird will think of that. So obviously they did not eat anything. And the farmer is frustrated now, like, are you guys stupid? I am trying to tell you something. I'm trying to protect you something. I love you guys so much. Why are you not listening to me? I want to protect you. But they are birds. How much ever he would do, they won't understand. So the farmer's brain came up with another idea. He took a white blanket, a white sheet, whatever, and wrapped it around himself, like, so that the hands would show like birds' wings. And don't try to find logic in this, okay? But he kind of sat down in a squat position around the birds, and he started making motions with his body like how the birds would do, like little steps, tiny little neck movements, and like slowly, tiny steps. He started moving away from the birds and making the voice like that of the birds. Don't ask me to make the voice of the bird. I'm not Ross, if you know what I mean. And then one of the bird kind of finally gave attention to the farmer, and he started following him. And slowly, all the birds started following him, and he led them all safely under the shed. And he took a breath of relief. He was so at peace that he did this, and he realized that even though it was love with which he was trying to direct them, they did not follow him. They followed the language in which he said it. He had to convert his love into the language that these birds could understand. And I think that's true for humans too. We have languages, I only know of 5, but I think there are more. There's words of affirmation, acts of services, receiving gifts, physical touch, and I am forgetting one more thing, very important. Oh, quality time. Quality time. All these are 5 different languages that people express their love or receive their love. And well, I think for me, I'm very greedy. I'm like, let all the love shower on me. But I think that most people have 1 or 2 primary love languages. But the thing is, we give love in our language, and it might not land as effectively for the other person as much as it should have been. I'm putting so much energy, but the other person might not know what it means to me, because that's not their language. How much ever I will shout, hey, go there, come here, I love you, it's not going to land because it is not their language. It's only going to make sense when converted. And I know that I have repeated this twice because I'm still absorbing that. But what's the point of it, right? The point is, love, no matter through what lens do you observe it, neuroscience, science, metaphysical, or whatever way, the point is, love needs to flow. Love needs to be expressed. Love needs to be, right? It has to be shown in the way that the other person can feel it. So all I want is that go out. Like today, I think that make it a day of expressing love to your loved ones, to your friends, to your family, to your partner. Give them a hug, give them a glass of water, charge their phone, or I don't know what are, cut them fruits, but just have a loveful day. Have fun, because this is the only life that we know we have. Life without expression of the love is a drag. So let it move around you. Let it move from inside to the outer world, because the world needs love. Have a loveful day, guys. Love you. Toodles.